Now we need to create some snowball obstacles. Go to the sprite and click on the paintbrush so we can create some sprites. We want this new sprite to be called Snowball, so we will name it Snowball. Make sure you click here so it goes to a bitmap and it is not a vector. The size you want of your snowball, you want it to be about 40 by 40. Here are the numbers. See, this is 1 by 1 because it's just 1 pixel. I'm going to take a little lighter blue outline, and I'm going to take my lovely pen and I'm going to draw it, and you want to draw it around the center point here, right here where the target is. So I'm just going to draw my snowball. I'm not a very good artist, as you can see. So this says it's 68 by 57. Well, I wanted it by 40 by 40. So I can take the selection tool, select around the snowball, and then kind of drag it in a little, making it smaller. And as I let go, I can see how it's changing the size. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly 40 by 40, but I'm trying to get it as close as possible. And remember, I do want it to stick in the middle. You do need to fill the paint bucket with white. So we want to make it white. Take the paint bucket, click in the center, and what you'll see is the little cross hatches will go away. Now click on the code tab, and we're going to add the 3 following code blocks to make the snowball sprite. The snowball sprite is cloned to make a lot of obstacles, but you're going to notice that there's no create clone block initially. The clones will be created in the game sprite loop sprite we will add next. So as with anything, we need the setup, because remember, the setup and the move were the 2 events that start everything. So I'm going to need when I receive setup, we wanted to go to the front layer, okay, because we want this to make sure that this is on top. So I have, sorry, it's under looks. I always forget that one. Go to front layer under looks. And we want to hide it in the beginning because we don't want to see it right away. So it's going to hide it, the original sprite, and you'll only see the clone. So if I click here, it makes it disappear. Then we need an event when I start to clone, because that's going to actually happen. So the clone one is under control. So when I start as a clone, we want your snowball to go to a certain position. So we're going to go to motion, and we want it to go to a certain position on the XY coordinate plane. So it's going to be random because we want the snowball clone to start at some random point at the edge of the stage. So what I need to do under operators is find pick random for the X, and we're going to make it minus 200 and positive 200. So it'll be somewhere along the edge of the stage in terms of X and Y. So we want minus 200 to just regular 200 on the axis. So somewhere here, and then we want it to be Y 180 degrees. So like I said, that will make it appear in somewhere on the top edge of the page, and then we need to go to looks and have it appear. So we need to find the show. So when it clones, so this hides the original, it's not there. When it starts to clone, it's going to go to the specific a random location and show up. Now we need the event for move, because like we said, everything so far needs when I receive setup and I receive move. So what we want to do is we're going to change by Y, which is basically, remember, this is up and down Y, and that's where you want your snowball to be moving. So we want to change by Y, and what do we want it? We want it to changed by the road speed. So the snowball will move down the stage the same speed as the road, making it appear stationary. So we'll go to the variables and we'll grab the road speed. Now, we need the snowballs to disappear when they hit the bottom of the stage and not just pile up. So you're going to go to control and take out an if then. And we need the operator to tell it something about where the road speed is so it will disappear. So what we're saying is, I'm going to go to my motion and I'm going to say if the Y position, which is, remember the up and down part, if the Y position is smaller than minus 175, then we want to delete the clone. Delete the clone is under control near the bottom. Delete the clone. So now I have my move and my setup, and what's it supposed to have to clone? But nothing is happening in terms of creating a clone. And like I said before, that is going to be in the game loop sprite. So you must go to the game loop sprite for this one. And we're going to add some code. So we're going to go to events. And now when I receive move, what we're going to do is we're going to say if then. So we need an if then under when I receive move. So if we're going to go to the operators and find the equal operator. So when I receive move, we're going to pick a random number. So I put in pick random 1 to 200. So what this is going to do, it makes a snowball appear with every chance of 1 in 200 every time the repeat loops. If you make this number bigger, it's going to create fewer snowballs. If you make it smaller, you'll get more snowballs. And the last thing in this part, what we need to do is create a clone of a snowball. So that's going to be under control. And here's create the clone of the snowball. One more thing that we need to do. So remember, the cars need to spin when they hit the snowball. So we need to go back to the red car and add something to define the check collisions, because instead of just making sure about touching the road, we need to make sure that it is also touching the snowball. So what we do need to add now is another OR operator, because we need to add the OR. So watch. Oops, didn't mean to take that out. Take this whole thing and put it in the first one. So it's touching road, touching OR. Oh wait, sorry about that. Where's my operator again? The OR. And what I need is touching snowball. So I'll go to sensing. I'm going to put touching snowball first in here, and then put the touching road OR. So now you have touching road 1, 2, or snowball.